on Bales?
No,
You just why you? I mean, the other day when there was an apple in here, you kept it, put it in a bag, put a screw in it, and called it Exhibit A, evidence or something. You bagged the evidence.
Exhibit is in the one from fucking Pitbot Road.
Yeah. And now you've got, you know, an apple that is a fruit, part of your fruit portions.
It is a fruit.
Definitely fruit.
You could literally have eaten it.
I've had two apples today.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you just thought you'd dissect the third?
No, I'm transcribing
Oh, okay.
letters into it.
Okay. Tattoo, innit?
Well, I mean,
I feel like you should have more tattoos.
Than I started with.
I just think you should have more.
We've not got enough.
why though?
I don't know. I feel like he's not got enough.
But why?
I'm getting a sleeve soon.
Aye.
Genuinely. I'm getting a sleeve soon.
Of what?
Things I like.
Disney characters.
It's basically, yeah. For me, boss.
Mega Man.
It's going to have a bit of...
Followed by Harry Potter.
Gonna have a bit, no, there's no Potterage going on.
Followed
Your missus
by
has got 2 Harry Potter tattoos.
a dragon.
Not pictures of Harry Potter. She's got a thing going on her arm.
Gryffindor.
Ginger, a hand-me-down robe. You must be a Weasley.
She's got a thing going on around her arm. Petronius.
All right.
So, Baz is like, what's a Petronius?
Does he play left wing for Inter Milan?
I don't know, I've been watching Harry Potter.
Petronius is, no, they're spirit animals.
Oh, okay, I just watched, where am I up to? We watched the 4th one last week.
Is Harry's the stag?
Yeah, well, Harry's just the stag, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
So that's their Patronus, so Stam's got the stag on her arm.
Oh, okay.
What's the other one she's got?
She got like the thingy, Deathly Hallows.
No, she's not got the Deathly Hallows, no. I can't remember, she's got that many tattoos now. She got fucking another one on her leg, didn't she, last month? A Disney one.
Oh, is this the one you showed? Is the Mickey Mouse one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the other leg, she's got pictures of dogs. She's got all kinds. Can you have one when I met her?
Shit.
What?
All kinds of mad shit.
It is all kinds of, well, you know what I mean, whatever.
It's
Whatever
still
makes you
right,
happy. Whatever makes you happy.
Whatever
makes
you happy.
Whatever!
It can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, does it? Then they go on tattoos, who gives a shit? I remember showing my mum. I remember going and getting my tattoo and going and showing my mum and dad. And my mum's face is just like...
For the screw.
Pardon?
This isn't for recreational use. The
What
screw,
you-
please.
He wants a screw.
You want a screw?
Have the screw, please.
Okay.
This is purely... I'm transcribing this because Apple will be a turner.
Yeah, I just remember showing my mum and dad the tattoo.
We're happy.
My dad was like, you could tell he was made up. And my mum was like, what have you done? I was like, I need to tell you something. They thought I was going to come out or something.
The Everton one.
Yeah.
That's fine.
What made it worse is I remember getting it done. I went to like Widnes to get it done.
It's a Wigan.
Off like a proper spare of the moment. But I remember, like, he put like tissue paper on it.
First.
Like, yeah. So like, I had to like pull it off, and there's all, and I think half of the tattoo might have come off on the thing. And it was just, and on the tissue paper, in blood was literally the tattoo.
Ooh. Did you keep it?
No, last
Frame it.
it.
What
And
year
now
was
it's
that?
like, now they go and it gets all wrapped. And Sam's bought this special like cream that you put on every day to keep the shine and keep the colour.
The Panthen.
Yeah, well, no, it's another one she's got. She's got this better one. It's like a proper tattoo stuff, and you put it on every day. And it's like a tattoo moisturiser.
Nice.
And because they wrap, and then they do all kinds of it now.
What year was it when you got it?
This one was 2001. The one on my leg was 2006. So even this one's 13 years old. So I feel like some new ones.
New ones are due.
I've got a list on my phone of things I want. So I was like, you know what? If I want that many, I might as well just get them all together and try and get a sleeve.
Yeah. Sleeves are good. Cheaper as well.
So
That's gonna colour or discolour, shall I say, during the show, and it'd be like a time lapse.
Okay, I mean...
See, it doesn't look like anything yet, but that's the that's the magic of it.
Okay,
magic
so
of
just
it.
leave it for now.
That's the magic of
but
nature.
the problem is it's going to
And
time
then we'll see.
lapse over like weeks.
It's
No.
not, because we'll just...
Okay.
It'll take an hour, I think.
Think about that. I mean, if it was a bar of chocolate, it'd be gone pretty quickly, but an apple might stay there for a while.
No. Or we'll put
Saying that, yesterday
we'll
there
put
was
it in a bag.
there was just like apples.
Exhibit B.
I thought it'd come into like the evil witch's house. There was just apples everywhere.
Thought Villanella being in.
It's like,
Dropping apples.
why don't we get a bowl or a fruit bowl?
Get an office fruit bowl with just apples. Just get an apple tree. Grow
I
them.
feel like this office needs to get like solar panels or something soon.
You mean like air conditioning?
It's
that'd
not.
be good.
It's never warm enough for
warm
it.
now in
That's
here,
the
though.
worst thing about this country, isn't it? It's never warm enough for like you go to America and everyone's got air conditioning. In this country, it's never warm enough, and we always have to suffer when it's really hot. I mean, you could just buy a fan.
Circulates the air though, doesn't it? It is warm in here today though. This is the
Is the window
hottest.
open?
No,
Should we find out?
because it was just
Hey Siri,
so loud.
what's the weather
Yeah, but we've
like?
got mics on.
I just put Hey Siri Solange
showing you.
apparently.
You put Hey Siri Solange.
I said Hey Siri and it came up with Solange.
Okay.
Hey,
Solange knows.
yeah. Hey Siri,
I hate that. You're
what's
so
the weather
lazy.
like today?
It's currently clear and 24 degrees in Liverpool. Temperatures are heading down from 24 degrees this afternoon to 16 tonight.
I'm back up again tomorrow.
Yeah, that's how the weather works.
That is what it is.
It
Siri.
is. That's how it works, isn't
Yeah.
it? Generally, like weather and stuff.
I mean, it's quite breezy out there.
According to Donald, I think he just thinks like
Donald, the Donald.
sometimes it just happens for random. He
God.
doesn't know what seasons are.
As Drake said, it's God's work.
Yeah, God's plan.
It's God's plan. Yeah, well, God's plan. That's probably what actually Drake said. Cause
Yeah, they probably didn't say God's way.
He might have though. You know,
God's work. I didn't see it, so he could have done.
Probably is God's plan. I don't know. I don't listen
You
to
know.
Drake.
It's, I mean,
Did you know that Drake played a disabled kid in Degrassi Junior High?
He did.
Did you know that?
the Grassy Junior High,
In a
what a
wheelchair.
programme.
Well, not our version, like the new version.
No, the
Otherwise, you'd be
proper one.
47.
Yeah, the probably the Grassy Junior High quality.
Yeah.
Did you watch that,
People
Bells?
send him gifts often.
Did you
I'm
watch
in his
it
wheelchair. No, I didn't.
when it was on?
No.
What did you watch when it was on?
What year?
Okay, well, I want to make this episode focused all on you.
Well, it's, I mean, it's
Because you are leaving us.
You're
You're
last
leaving
leg.
us in the lurch.
leaving us.
You've come in dressed like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Like I'm at a wake.
And he's just put like a hat on, a light hat to try and take our eyes.
Why
away
do you
from the
always
fact
wear?
he's
Let me ask you.
all
Why do you always
dressed
wear
in black.
caps?
Because my hair is...
Yeah, so why do you have your hair like that if you have to wear caps?
Because I do my hair when I can be asked. And when I'm waking up at 8 o'clock
All
in
right.
the morning, I'm
See,
like...
when I was a kid, I wore caps all the time. I had a fantastic collection of caps. But that's because I always had a skinhead.
Yeah.
Because no one had introduced me to, like,
Hair?
barbering,
Oh.
essentially. So it was like, when I was a kid, my mum, like, yeah, just shave all his hair off. So I used to always wear caps because I didn't like having a shaved head. But you've got a good head of hair.
No, I know. I just...
And yet you're hiding it. You'll lose it
I know I will.
with caps.
I can never be...
You'll
I
lose it.
genuinely will.
So that's what people used to say. I don't know.
I'm getting a receded hairline already.
Take your cap off then. Just let it go free.
He looks good in caps though.
Do what Moses said to his people.
Recede my hairline.
Recede my hairline now. I don't think that's what he said.
That's the problem with... when
Prince
you-
of Egypt's a great film, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
It's okay. I like
What?
Exodus, Gods and Kings more.
You don't.
It's a good film.
Is it?
I like it.
Okay. I like a lot of those. You probably wouldn't have seen a lot of these films, but a lot of the films like we grew up with that would all be on around Christmas or Easter. No, like when the big stars of like the 50s and 60s featured in like biblical epics.
dude.
I love all them. Like the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, what a film.
And what's the other one? What's the other one with the
The greatest story ever
yeah,
told.
where he's on the cross and John Wayne goes, "He truly is the Son of God." And it's just what a line, John Wayne.
Big John.
John Wayne, he was a terrible human being, by the way. But
And actor.
yeah, do you know why he was in so many films?
Why?
Because he wasn't fit enough to go to the Second World War.
Who's the only one left?
So essentially, he ducked out of the Second World War because he wasn't physically capable of going into the Second World War. And when they started making films,
He was around.
he was around, and
So
that's
it's
how.
like-
So he become dead famous by being this strong man, and yet the irony is that he couldn't fight in the Second World War.
Alfred Hitchcock.
I mean,
go
I
to
literally
World
think
War
he's clever as anything,
Yeah.
No, just saying,
isn't he? Given wars, war's not great, is it?
What
It's
is
not
it
the
good?
best,
no.
What is it good for?
Absolutely
Starr.
nothing.
So let's go back to your hair because we diversed. 'Cause that's AOB.
So you Bales, I mean, your last day,
It is.
your last ever AOB. Well, your last.
Are you in
regular
tomorrow?
AOB.
Yeah, I'm in tomorrow.
Well, yeah.
I'm in tomorrow because I've got to work. Tomorrow's my official last day in the office, but this is my last
Please
AOB.
explain to everyone why you came here.
A placement, yeah.
Okay.
So I do marketing in Aston in Birmingham, and you have to do a compulsory placement year because I did a 4-year course, and the general gist is like they send you all the like, well, these are all places you could apply for, and they're all the same like bollocks office jobs and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. So I think it was just after the Redmen had won like some award for something back in November 2 years ago. And I just emailed them because I'd watched them for... I'm a person my age, watch a lot of YouTube and shit. Obviously support Liverpool. So I'd been watching Redmen for a couple of years and I was like, do you take like interns for a year? And they were like, well, I've never taken one for a year. Would it be something we're interested in? So then came up here in February, saw around the place and then joined September. And say it was like from September till June the 30th because that's when my tenancy runs out on my house.
I feel like that's like, you know, when you were a kid and you had to go and do work experience and you get the board, and some people were clever enough to sort their own out.
Yeah.
I feel like you've done that.
Yeah, that's the problem because obviously I do an internship, so I don't get paid for it. But then equally, I'd rather not get paid for it and come and enjoy myself for a year in a period of my life which I won't be able to do it again. It's like while I can have a student loan and stuff and afford to do it. Because I don't think I'd get the chance again, whereas the other ones were like, oh, you could go and work in like the back room of Microsoft. And it's like, sounds nice on the outside, and you look into the job description and it's like you don't do anything. You're just sitting there doing loads of bureaucratic bollocks, not really having an input into anything. You're just sort of there to learn for a year. And like whilst I've learned loads here, like it's a lot more hands-on. You feel like you've got more of an impact with things because it's a small team. And it's new media, which is something that, like I say, I'm interested. I don't want to go and work for like a company that's they're going to be outdated in 30 years. Whereas, like I say, YouTube and the stuff like this, that is the future of like television, basically. So it's something that I was always interested in. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yes, I have. It's been very good.
Will you miss it?
Aspects of it. That's why I come in here a lot for people that don't understand.
This is essentially the sixth form common room, I believe, in here. Upstairs is like where the officers are. Like that's real work. This is where you come to get away from real work. This room, essentially.
It is. It's like a void. Like if I'm upstairs and I'm like halfway through an edit and I can't be arsed, I'll be like, let's go downstairs. It could be for 5 minutes. It could be for 4 hours. We don't know. That's the roulette of.
And you essentially got yourself on shows by doing that.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah,
I think that's testament to us, Baz.
Oh yeah.
I think we've created this.
I think he'd rather spend time with us than with...
I think we've created this environment of just...
Come in and be
Coolness.
yourself, I think. Chill.
So so you got a year left in uni.
Yeah.
What are your plans after that?
Don't have any yet. Like I say, I don't.
Living life on the free highway.
Well, like I say, because it was because of my dad, to be honest, that I did this because he wanted to be a journalist when he was in school. So I think he used to go to a school in Dustin, like a boys' school in Northampton, and they wanted to be a journalist this entire time. And he got into the entrance exam for Oxford, and then my mum got pregnant with me, and so he couldn't go and take a job in journalism and take the time out.
Yeah, you ruined his life.
Basically, yeah. In an underpaid job because he had to obviously pay for me and my mum. So, which he doing a job that he still does now. He's incredibly smart man. He's done incredibly well for himself, but in an area that's not where he would have gone down. His ideal path. So he was like, well, I'm the one person that will tell you, like, you might not get paid for it, but you'll regret it if you don't at least try it.
He's essentially like a lot of people of I mean, I suppose he's like my generation because like I'm old enough for you to be my son, which
he's
is
45.
Slightly worrying.
So he's basically me.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, there's a lot of people though. I mean, anyone of that generation or more like my mum and dad's generation would be like, you do what you have to do, not what you want to do.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially people of like my aunt fella, like used to do all kinds of jobs, anything. He used to, him and his brothers used to deliver stuff in like vans that had no brakes, and go down to like North Wales in like vans that would just like not. They all had to work. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And my dad, he's been in he's coming up to his 67th birthday.
Yeah.
He's still got 2 jobs, works 7 days a week, and the job is still his main job, which he's been there for over 40 years.
Yeah.
He got the job because the guy who was doing the job was going away for 2 weeks and they didn't have anyone to drive the JCB, and he could drive the JCB.
Every week.
The fella,
Yes, for one last time.
the fella didn't come back, and my dad got the job, and he's been there for 40 years.
Do you know if the man came back at all?
I don't know.
Is he dead?
I mean, my dad was also good at tarmac.
I say your dad disposed of him.
So the guy never came back, and
Full Trevor Jones.
my dad's had the job ever since, and just does it. I think my dad, and this is true, in the whole time that he's been working, I can only remember my dad having 1 day off work sick.
Jeez.
I don't ever remember going to a doctor's. I don't remember him ever going to a dentist. And yet he's never ill.
Strange. He's the first person I met when I first joined it. It was Pad's dad.
There you go.
Because that was when that green screen room was full of shit, and it had that massive.
We started
air hockey
moving
table.
stuff out.
And like our first day I came in, it was like, yeah, we're taking stuff to the skip.
Oh, yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Nearly-
You're big. You pushed that.
Yeah, nearly killed Chris putting a ginormous
Yeah.
fucking thing into the back of your dad's van.
But that's just the way people are. I suppose your dad's the same. It's just like you do what you need to do, not what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the generation now are realising to start doing things that they want to do, and that's why people don't like your generation. I think personally, a lot of people don't like them because they had dreams that they couldn't fulfill, and your generation are doing those things.
I say to like my kids, do something you're gonna enjoy. Because I did. When I stopped playing footy, I was like done joinery for a bit, and then I done other stuff, done fucking milk round for a little bit, and then I done things, and then it was like back to university and got my degree and done that, and then it was like I was going to be a teacher, but I was working at Everton, and then once you're getting paid, it's hard to go, oh no, actually I'll try and get a job doing that.
Exactly.
And the mad thing is, like, when you worked at Everton from the outside in, a lot of people say, well, why would you leave that job? Why would you leave that job? You worked at Everton, you had loads of different roles, you know loads of people there. So a lot of people say, well, why? But you weren't happy. I was the same. I hated it in the end. I went straight from school, got a job, and then got a job on the railway. Ended up not liking it. Went on, worked for Royal Mail, didn't like it. I liked the cabs because I could just do what I want. And that was essentially me. And then started doing this, and eventually it's led to this. So I was that person. I was like halfway between both. I was like, I knew I had to go to work because mum and dad were like, well, no, you're going to work. You're not going to be a burden on us, you're going to work. And that's the end of that. But at least I think I got myself to a place where I'm doing what I want to do. But this your whole generation, people don't like them for that reason though, because you do what you want. And what makes it worse is you're doing what you want under the worst circumstances as well. Like that, not our generation, and that's not all the generation above us. They're the ones who've got all the wealth and don't want you to have any of it. So you're working in the worst possible, but you're all doing what you want, and that's what annoys when you're here. Like, oh, the millennials are not doing this and the millennials are not doing that, and it's like, no, because they're just doing what they want. They're not causing any trouble. They just want to do what they want to do. So.
But even then, like,
keep doing it.
Just for me to like come here, I've had to put myself into like 50 grand debt just going to uni. Like that's although university gives you a lot of opportunity, it's like, but at what cost?
But at what cost?
But
at what cost?
That's my thing. Like,
well, that's the thing. Those people have saddled you with that debt.
Yeah.
Because they don't want you to have a free education, where you should have a free education. Because you're the next lot of people who are going to keep this country running. But how can you keep that country? So the amount of people that I know that, and I think this is sort of like what Baz was hinting before, you go to college, university, you do a degree on something that you want to do, and then you come out and you're like, well, what am I going to do now? Well, I need a job. So you take a job and you end up going down the route of doing that job and maybe getting promoted in that job. But it's not what you love doing. No. You know, Jake used to come in here. You know, he really was really interested. And he's still only young. He's got plenty of time, I know he has, but still really young. Yeah. Doing all computer stuff, video editing and all that. He used to help us out. And he's like, oh, I got a job in a shop in town, to pay the bills. Sound, that's good. And then that shop shut. Now he's working in JD, I think. And it's like, and he'll go, oh, I'm going for like assistant manager or something. And if you're not careful, You end up just losing. My mate Graham did it, but lucky he sorted himself out. He went to university, did a degree in history, came out. First job that come along was in the social service. He was there for 10 years. I think his nan died, and they got a little bit of money, and his wife's got a really good job. She's a pharmacist, so it was like he hated it, and he was like, right, before the kids get too old, I'm going to go and get me teacher's degree and I'm going to become a teacher. And now he's a really good teacher working in a really good school and enjoys it. So he was lucky that he got to about 30, early 30s and had that chance. But not everyone has that chance. That's the problem. They're getting you in that much debt going to uni. And it's like, no, these people are the future. Fucking hell, it should be free or, as good as free.
Yeah, that's exactly why I did it, because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen after uni in terms of that. I chose marketing to do, because originally when I went to go to an open day in year 13 or year 12 for sixth form, I went to go and do English, because I did English, geography and history at A-level, so it was very much essay-based degrees. Then went to Newcastle to go to their open day, because that was originally where I was going to go. Sat in an English lit lecture and I was like, this is fucking boring. Like, there's not a chance. And then I was like, well, what would I do with an English degree? I was like, I don't want to be a lecturer. I don't want to be a teacher.
A teacher? Yeah, that's probably for the best. That's probably for the best.
Yeah, a teacher.
I don't want to be a teacher. So I was like, well, maybe not. And then Young Enterprise came along to my sixth form, which is like where they get a load of kids together, or young adults, I suppose, and basically say, right, go and create a business and run one. So I was like, I put my name forward, got voted as like the boss basically of about 20 people. Then I was like, well, I want to do something that I was interested in at the time, which was like clothes, and something that I knew we could sell, because it's like everybody needs clothes. You can always flog them to certain people, and we were doing trade fairs. So like you had to go to Milton Keynes, you had to go to Leicester to like set up a stand and basically sell the stuff.
Basically, The Apprentice.
A bit like that. And I went onto the radio in Northampton, and John Griff was like, "Is it like The Apprentice?" And I was like, "No, not really." But he, then from that, so that was quite successful. But it was quite. There was a big ceiling on it, because they were like, you can't. The way to raise money at the start is you got shareholders, you got teachers and parents and stuff to give you capital. Basically, so they give you a maximum of 20 quid as a share, and then any profits you make, you pay back the shares to your shareholders. But they said the max you can raise is 500 quid. And I was like, okay, that's fine. We can do the first batch with that. But then they're like, also you can't have a website. Also you can't have, like, you can't make over X amount of money and stuff like this. And it was like, there was loads and loads of thresholds. It was like you have to pay £80 to go to a trade fair. And it was like, this is bollocks. It's like, I get that you're trying to keep it as sort of, keep a handle on it as much as you can. But I was like, it was a really good insight into what we could do. But because it was on such a leash, it was like, this isn't very fun. So I went and did the marketing, opened it, like went to their lecture, and it looked really good. And then applied to Newcastle, Liverpool, Birmingham, and like all these unis. And I got into all of them, but I chose Aston because it was at the time the best. And it was quite local to me, it was only an hour away. And then from doing that, I chose it because it was a lot of basically everyone in the world has a marketing department, and it's very flexible in terms you can go into digital marketing, you can go into loads of different types of marketing and like consumer marketing, loads of stuff. But that was what was happening when it came to around to choosing the placement. They were like, yeah, here's a job for a company that's the exact same as that job, dressed up in a different package for different people. And I was like, it just doesn't excite me. Like, at the time I was, like I say, really into YouTube, really into like digital media, like technology basically, but not in the sense of like filming and stuff, just enjoying what was becoming of TV and stuff. And I was like, I'd love to do a job in that. And I'd always sort of loved how YouTube had come about. And then that's how I ended up asking these people. And I was surprised that nobody hadn't asked before, or like hadn't asked since. Because like you asked Tom and Si, and it's like, Tom came because it was like he didn't really have anything else to do. Like I say, Tom didn't really go to school. Exactly. he just like he came 4 or 5 years ago because he was a bit of a scally, and just sort of the opportunity came up. And then Si came because obviously he's Tom's best mate and he needed something to do. They were sick of working in kitchens. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird that they're the people that ended up working for him, and there's not. I'm surprised that there's not more people like me that's like, the amount of experience I've got from working here is insane, and like doing all this sort of stuff. Because where else do you get the opportunity? Because you don't. And the reason that I'm here is because I've had a loan, and thankfully my mum and dad give me a little bit of money to live off every month. Otherwise, you'd have to be like rich to come and leave at this age.
Yeah.
Like at 21, I came here when I was 20. Come at 20, be able to rent a house or a property for a year, and you'd have to get another job, I suppose, at the same time. But then it takes away from the effort you put into this job. So it's weird, because it's weird that
we have got it back to front, haven't we? We must have, because we're saying to, we're basically saying to people like you, well, if you want to do something, you need to have capital up front.
Yeah.
Whereas in other countries, they'll say, well, we'll back you because we know once you've made a success of yourself, you'll put that money back into the system.
But a lot of countries you have to pay to go. America, for argument's sake.
But some you don't. Yeah, but America's the worst, possibly the worst example, though.
Like, students, foreign exchange students have to pay and everything.
No, I know, but a lot of the Scandinavian countries you don't have to pay. They look at it the other way. They look at the other way. They're looking at like, you're going to put that money back in. I mean, America's the worst example. I know from the outside we've all got this college life and this, it's all brilliant and shiny, but people have to start saving from the moment you're born, don't they? And that's what I'm saying. It's that idea of, really, we've got it back to front. We should be. If you think about it, you get your general education. Obviously, that's free, and then to hone in on the skills and take that stuff you've learned.
But I suppose, like when I went to uni, I got a student loan. I didn't have to pay. There was no fees. Yeah. It was just paid for. I look at it like my daughter now. She's going into her last year. She's going to be a teacher, but she'll only pay a small percentage back, because you'd only start paying when you're in a certain amount.
No, I know.
So we'll look at it that way, and
I think that puts a lot of people off from the start, though, is that idea of money.
Wasn't that the reason? Because everyone was just going. Like, I know, like a few of their mates, right, of doing degrees that they're not going to go and work in.
No, I know that.
But a lot of students go and play at being the students because they don't want to work at 18 because they're not ready to.
But that's fine. I appreciate that. But there's a lot of people who. A lot of people will just go to work, won't they? They just get to 16, 17. I just find it weird that we pay for education. We don't pay for educations for kids. They get to 16, and then we say, well, everything you've just learned for 11 years or whatever it is, we're not going to pay to hone that into one particular area that is going to take you forward and take this country forward. Because you think about any big job, any like important job, like a solicitor. If you become a solicitor, that's sort of like your gateway to being a politician, isn't it? Really, most politicians will need to know law, will be a lawyer. And that's what I'm saying. It's weird that we give all kids these educations and then don't say, well, we'll finish it off. We'll help you finish it off.
So that's a politician's niche, though, because most politicians come from private schools. Like
I know.
You're from when you were
born. Isn't that what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so isn't that where kids?
Yeah, but I think if you're still gonna. There's still an awful lot of people who go to uni and they'll go into them jobs. I don't think there's a shortage. I kind of know what you're saying, but I think it's
uni
it's
on
about
a whole.
desire, though, isn't it? So if the reason why it's like Amy done her A-levels and then was like, I want to do economics, and then we went through a few things, and then she was and then it was like, and I was saying to her, what are you going to do with economics? Yeah. When you finish?
Oh no, I appreciate all
but
that.
Now she's going to be a teacher. So all of her university, basically, she goes into uni for 5 weeks, then she's in schools.
No,
so she's training.
I appreciate that, and she's had to work in. She's had to work in McDonald's at the same time. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For like say something like, I'm taking solicitors off me because I'm thinking about lawyers. A lot of them go into politics, and I think one of the big things we've got missing in politics is intelligent, normal people who never get that far, because when they're in university, they have to supplement it with another job. And how far can you get when you can't, like Babe was saying before, when you can't put all your attention into that thing you're trying to learn?
No.
Whereas everyone who seems to be in like politics is privately educated, so therefore they didn't ever have to worry about those things. There's a lot of other...
That's the biggest problem for me is that the way universities at the minute won't last for another 20, 30 years because there's too many universities being built and having money put into them because it's been told from you from day one, university is the eventual step, and the people that go away and go and get jobs are people that are told like, "Oh, we're not intellectual enough," blah blah blah. When in reality, you're probably smarter to do that. If you're leaving university at sixth form at 16, year 11 at 16, and you've got a job there, then go and do it. Like if you've got a job and you can see a career path, then that's great. Because in the 5 years that it takes me, or the 6 years it takes me to do sixth form and university, you might be at the stage where I would be. But that's the argument for university is the 6 years it took that guy to get to this position. With my degree, I can jump straight in. But the thing with university now is there's so many unsure kids that are being pushed towards university because it's what they've been told you have to do, because it's been the natural progression for the last 5 years. More and more universities are being built to accompany for the lower entry levels, because you don't have to be smart to go to university anymore. That used to be, there's the top tier, which is like the Russell Group universities, which are for the elite, like your super smart kids. But I know people that were getting like, a D grade average and were going to university and stuff like that, and that's fine, but it's to go and do courses that really like they're doing just because they don't know what else to do, and it's vulnerable. And that's what's keeping people up. Like my girlfriend's old university now. She used to do law, so she went to study law in first year of university and changed after a year because she was at BCU in Birmingham, and she was getting about 8 hours a week of lectures, and she was just like, it was awful. Like imagine trying to learn a law degree. It's so much content and so much sort of in-depth analysis for 8 hours a week. What she was getting, and it was like the most bog standard bollocks, like presentations and stuff like that, and it was like, I'm not taking anything in. And then it came to sit the exams, and she was acing them, and I was like, I don't know anything, so that must mean that these exams are just piss easy because I'm acing them and I don't feel like I've learned anything. So she left that university and has gone to go and A, study veterinary science, and B, study at a different uni, because there are so many universities like that will just take you in, take everybody in, because it's just money. It's more money.
Every time you come in, they get a big pot.
And that's why the incremental steps, it's because it says to you like it's compound interest of what you pay back every year. So like my university fees when I started was £9,000. It's now 9,250 3 years in. That will go up again in final year. Yeah. So they just want to get people in the door, and that's why entry levels drop, because you're getting less intelligent students in, and more universities being built, and it can't last because it's going to get to a point where your degree means nothing. It's like hyperinflation. Like you're going to have so many degrees on the market. Who gives a shit? Like no.
I honestly think it's going like that anyway. It's more experience and that now, and demonstrating that you can do stuff.
This 1 year that I've done here.
Well, that's going to give you a leg up on loads of people without a shadow of a doubt.
Degree is your base level now. Like, you've got a degree, cool. Well, what real life experience have you got?
What have you got? Yeah.
That's what gets you in the door.
All a degree is just says you're educated to a certain level.
But that's the problem. We've got to get away from that, haven't we? But that's the way it's got to go, I suppose. I think even something stupid. I was sitting in a barber's. Waiting to get my haircut, and some woman came in to speak to the guy. The guy was working on his own. He'd had someone in there, but they'd left because it was like like one of those things where if there's not enough work. Yeah. How can I keep you on? But then when it's busy, people walk into a barber's, if it's too busy, they go. But it was one of those things. So the woman came in, she said like, do you need anyone? He was like, well, yeah, I'd love someone. He went, I want someone with this and this and this. Second year preferable. I was just listening. I was like, second year preferable, and has done this. And she was like, no, we put them in like the first year now. We bring them in first year, but we have a different standard now. And really, that's the way it should be a lot more now. Is that you go somewhere, they give you the basic tools to, and then you go on a placement and learn the actual nuts and bolts. Because like you'll have learned. So you mentioned Tom before. Fucking hell, you can ask Tom anything and he'll find you the answer. Whether he'll go away and find you the answer and come back and solve any problem you've got. Yep. I love doing that as well. I love doing that. Having a problem and finding the solution. You know, and you'll know yourself, the amount of things, you'll have come to do one thing and ended up learning 5 different things. To the point where if anyone else comes in on like work experience, something you're showing them now.
Yeah.
To the point where, you know, Paul essentially just doesn't work anymore. No, but it frees him up, frees Chris up to do their jobs better so that the whole place is run better and more effectively, and everyone knows what they're doing, and you can come downstairs with a couple of other people and put a show out and it'll look good, it'll sound good, the content will be good because you've had more time to research it. Whereas, I mean, because there's only me and you, everything's just a little bit more because we're trying to do everything all at once, and that doesn't allow maybe the business to grow as much as you want it to.
Yeah.
But I think that's the way it's got to go more. Is that, and then I don't know how you achieve that though, because all you're seeing is
you need a new government.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know how you achieve it, but it's difficult, isn't it? Because all you're seeing is businesses closing, and I just think we've got everything the wrong way round. Just we're not helping people help other people. Something I think I learned when I was on the cabs, the very, very basics of it were like economics, was when they were like shrinking the economy and taking money out of it and saying, no, everyone has to just like, you know, hold them. So it doesn't work. Because, and this is the one thing I used to say on the cabs, you know, if there's money in your pocket, then you don't get the bus to town or a train to town. You get a taxi to town. You know, it's a Saturday night, you're thinking, oh, I've got a bit of money in my pocket, I just want to get to town, I'll get a taxi. You get a taxi to town, and then you go out and have a good night. And then with my money, then I go out to town the next day for a meal, or there goes the pictures or something, and then more people get employed to do that, and then those people who are getting employed to work in the cinema or the restaurant, then they go out the next night, and then the cab, and it just keeps all spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And the moment it's basic, but a lot of people just don't get it. The moment you stop that money and you dry it up, nobody can go out to town. So the taxi driver can't earn any money, so he's not going to town, and then multiply that by every facet, and that's what we've got wrong.
You've got to spend your way out of a recession when they say it's a recession. But the biggest thing that they ever did with the recession was tell everyone.
2008 or 2012?
Every time. They keep telling everyone there's a recession.
Yeah.
So if you continue to put the
To be
message
told,
out and
yeah.
tell it and tell
Literally.
it and tell it, people start going, fuck, I can't spend money. Whereas, like, at times you'll go out and the fucking restaurants are full, and you're like, there's a recession, isn't there? It's in people's minds.
Liverpool has always bucked the trend on that, I think, because we are naturally people who would rather spend the last penny in their wallets or purses enjoying themselves than save it for something terrible happening. Because we also have this culture in Liverpool where if the worst thing happens, somebody will always give you the money, won't they? They will always fight. It's like when you see, I don't really like saying this, but I'll say it, like all those Liverpool fans in Madrid, right? Or if any Everton have been to Europeans, there's always thousands there. Why? Because people will find money. It's why Glastonbury right now is full of Scousers.
Yeah.
Like literally full of Scousers in Glastonbury. Do you reckon there's more Scousers than anyone else? It's because people in this city would rather spend the last penny enjoying themselves and worrying about it tomorrow.
Si's there right now.
Yeah.
Si literally, when tickets came out, him and Caitlin were here. We had about 10 laptops on the go to get him.
Yeah.
There's 70 of them gone.
People would rather in this city enjoy themselves and spend that last penny. Or when people go, how do you afford to get to that game, or it's like we find a way. We'll always find. This was the big thing going back to me dad. 9 brothers and sisters. If my half fella knew my uncle was struggling to have got to a European final, he would have paid him to go. He would have. He would have found money. They all would have found money between them to pay for them. My uncles, I think 2 of my uncles have been to every European Cup final Liverpool involved in. They've been to Japan to watch them play in the World Cup trophy. They'll be in wherever there is a Qatar to watch them. They've been everywhere, and they've hardly had a penny to rub between them, but they've always found money because they've always got together, and that's just the way we are. But other people aren't like that around the country. Other people would rather go, well, no, this is mine, and I'm clinging onto it very, very tightly. And that's why what makes this city different, I think, from other places, is that we are willing to do that. And you just wish that culture was a little bit more everywhere, because I don't think we'd be in the state we'd be in. Some people might...
people continue to tell the message. It will terrify people. So they need to be positive. But it's the same thing with when they go on about there's no money, though. Money isn't real.
Money isn't real.
So just print a fucking shitload
you
of
can't,
money.
I mean,
that's real. That's inflation.
That's inflation,
doesn't
isn't
matter.
It? I mean, it does and it doesn't. Depends what you do with it.
Depends how well managed you do it.
It depends.
Give it to me, I'll spend it.
That's what they reckon. What did I see this week? Something about like... I've seen a couple of things, but one of the things was... So people in America have gone on strike at this bed company, because the bed company are making beds for those camps.
The homeless camps.
The homeless camps.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming through Mexico. Yeah. And they said they worked out how much money it costs, or the spending, right, to keep these people on night. And you could put those people up in the Ritz, they reckon, or like the Hilton, every night and feed them, and it would cost less. So where's that money going? Where is that money really going? And it's the same with a lot of these things. You always say, like, we've got all this money, and it's like, when they go, we've got this money and we're going to put it into the economy. It's like, well, if you just said to every single person, when you work it out per head, if you give every single person 1,500 quid and said you can only spend this money in this country, it'd do so much more for the economy.
Well, incrementally, you got it like, you got 200 quid every month on top of your wages. And it was like, so that 200 quid you would use to spend on your shopping for the month, go and spend that on going out and having a good time. Yeah. There's easy ways to go around it and to help the economy, but it will never happen, because it was always about...
Well, it's keeping people down, isn't it? Yeah. It's just grim. This has took a dark turn.
No, I don't think it has. I think the other thing about saying what then is that because a lot of people just listen to what's being fed to them in the media, whereas again we live in a city where we don't listen to people because we've been lied to that many times.
Yeah, you outcast the majority of mainstream media, don't you, in Liverpool, which is great. And that's the thing from where I live. If I think of 2012, all I think of is a credit crunch, a big red pound that's been cut in half with a pair of scissors, and Gordon Brown. And like I'm very left leaning, but like it's made me dislike Gordon Brown. And it's like, because of all I'd see when I used to go into to the local shops, it's just the headlines of newspapers and images of just like how dire the situation is. And that's the problem. And again, not to get into politics, but like you get that with like when you go into the co-op down the road, and it's like one newspaper will have like Corbyn to back Britain's exit or something like that, and then the next paper will be Corbyn something anti-Semitism. And it's like you get so little of trying to make good out of the left, which is supposed to be for the state and for the people, and so much of the opposite. So when my time it has been Blair and Brown, there's just every time it's just associated with that. It's just a dark time, even though when it shouldn't have been, because that's all I see in the news and that's all I see in the newspapers. Just everything getting dug up or everything getting buried by mainstream media.
This is
why
essentially
I like YouTube.
This is essentially why, I mean, when you talk about the 80s, the minute they started privatising everything, it just sent that message to everybody that privatisation is good and public stuff is bad.
Sell everything off,
and then you allow the private sector, sector to then dictate the message. So all you get now on trains, I mean, trains should all be public, because you look at other countries and all they ever say is, look what the trains were like in the 70s. It's like, well, why would they be like that now? They'd be nice trains. If you had the money to spend, you'd spend... A lot of money probably was wasted in the 70s. But you'd have loads of really nice trains, and someone would be accountable. It'd be like that. What were they saying about the other day? They need to... the water, the part of the Green... Caroline, the thing of the Green Party, leader of the Green Party, she was saying, need to, like, water is just been literally pissed up the wall because no one's managing it correctly, and if it was back in the hands of the public, we'd oversee it properly, because we have to, because it's not about money, it's about looking after it. And the message is just because it's coming from, and newspapers are the worst thing, because people buy newspapers totally forgetting that there's a person who owns that newspaper who's a megalomaniac millionaire who just wants to get his message out, and that you have to look at like, is it the Telegraph at the moment, which Boris Johnson is a columnist.
Yeah.
So the message is back Boris. He's doing this. And it's like, well, of course that message is going to flood into the readers because they've got a stake in it. They know the minute that he becomes prime minister that they will get front of the queue or the owner of it will get front of the queue for whatever he needs. Same with Murdoch. That's why Murdoch's been running the country for years and is always there to back the leader, because he's like, well, of course I am. I run this fucking place. So it is going dark, isn't it? It's going to be dark.
I mean, it's all about Bailey now.
It was about Bailey.
It's just student life, isn't it? Because it's student
So what do you
life
got?
at
So you got a year left. You got a year left. So you go back to Birmingham. You're going to do that year. That's going to be shit, isn't it? Basically, it is that way, isn't it? It is. I mean, there'll be times when you'll just be wandering down corridors, just looking for a room. Slightly looks like this.
That's got really old, useless games in it.
They're not ours though. They're not that. All that's not ours. This.
You'll be looking going. Where's Bath?
So when this year's over, have you got any idea what you want to do? It's starting to come out. Look.
I see it, yeah.
See what I mean?
I can see it. The message is beginning to.
You're not even looking.
So are you? I know it looks brown.
Going to Browntown.
We've all been there. It's a one-stop shop for happiness. So after that year, what are you thinking of coming back here, or are you thinking of starting Bailey TV, or?
No, not for the Bailey TV thing. That's not happening. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like,
has Liverpool as a place
I'd
convinced you enough to go, I'm going to relaunch this life of mine?
There's no way that I would 100% want to live up north, preferably in Liverpool. Okay. Like everything up north is better than everywhere else.
Yeah, we know this.
People say I'm a southerner, but I'm from the Midlands. Like I say, I'm from Northampton, so it's north of London. So to me, it's not south. So it's not even that south.
It's south for me, yeah. I mean, that's
it's 2.5 hours.
That's a fact.
But it's just everything up here. The people are miles nicer. Liverpool as a city's gorgeous, and everything's cheaper, which is weird. It's a much nicer place at a much more affordable rate. Like I say, to live where I live, although Kenny is rough. Like I'd happy for the fact that it's for what I pay for it, which is like 80 quid a week.
It's the Polish Riviera.
For the fact I pay 80 quid a week in Birmingham, I pay £145 a week, and like to save that much money to live in a place that's miles nicer than Birmingham, it's a bit of a no-brainer for me. But as far as coming back here, Red Men, I don't want to say loads of stuff on camera, but they'd have to figure some stuff out, I'd say,
to give you a job.
Yeah, preferential. Well, but if
you don't, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's all good and well sitting here, but the job you're doing, which has been fantastic, and you've helped us out loads, you're doing that as part of your degree. It's not actually a job that they have, and I don't know if it's a job that they actually require day to day. But maybe at some point, as the business grows, which it is, I mean, credit to them, they've grown a fantastic business, and it's really helped us out, and we will always say that. Massively helped us out, and will continue to help us out, because anything that we lack, that we miss, we can make up for with their help, and they're always happy to help, because fucking hell, this is the place to be.
Yeah. We're the life and soul.
Yeah, we are literally the life and soul. People come into this room just to see what I'm going to do next. I mean, that is a literal fact.
I mean, that's why I'm here after time.
People just walk past they want to hear conversations.
Yeah.
Because the conversations are so random.
As long as they're not on camera.
I mean, AOB, this is like the tip of the iceberg for some of the things we talk about in here. We're not allowed to say them on YouTube.
Or anywhere.
Or anywhere, especially in certain European countries.
Yeah.
Because we'd be locked up.
Well, you would be.
Yeah, but you're indulging in the conversations.
I just hear listening. Me and
So-
Bailey just listen.
Yeah,
we just listen to the rants.
Ped talks to himself for 8 hours a day, and me and Badger sit here like,
did he really just say that? Do you want another brew? Yeah.
I mean, 8 hours? I think you're stretching it a bit there, lads.
Got to get up out of bed first.
So any shortfalls, they make up for, which is always brilliant. So I suppose that wouldn't be here necessarily. So, but just come back.
If we hit the big time Bales, we'll have you back.
Yeah, and like I've said to Tom in the past, like that's one thing about working with them is like it's not that I don't enjoy football as much. Like working in every single day, talking about footy, talking about Liverpool, like it's great and it's nice, but like that's why I come down here a lot. It's nice to get a break from talking about football all the time. So I feel like if I worked here, I'd get the best of both worlds, whereas I have that, and I'd enjoy football a lot more because I'd probably work with them less. So I'd enjoy Liverpool more because it's not becoming my livelihood. Do you know what I mean? So you get that. I don't know if it's the same with you guys.
No, it is.
You get a bit more of the joy for it back because it's not your job anymore. But who knows? So I need to see what becomes available to me after I finish university, I suppose. And depending on how well I do in my final year.
Sad. It's a sad day.
Are you gonna? As soon as you finish uni, are you gonna look to do something, or are you gonna look to take time away and see the world, or?
I don't know. I'll probably go straight into a job. This is almost sort of my gap year, in a sense that
That's very true.
I haven't earned any money. It's just the fact that the people I've met and like, I wouldn't call it a job. Like I'll do a lot of work and I work hard, but it's not because you enjoy it and you.
But that's the point, though, isn't it? That's the point. That's what was from earlier.
If you enjoy it, you never work.
It's not I don't class this as a. When people say like, "Where have you been?" I always feel bad going. I've been to work. When I was on holiday last week and my missus was gone on a down in the last couple of days, I was like, can't wait to go back to the studio on Monday. Like, it's not a job. I never call it a job because I don't feel like it's a job. That's why I don't mind putting when I'm editing at 3 o'clock in the morning, don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a job, and I hope it lasts forever because of that reason. But that is the message I would say to any. When you're like, I'll talk to my nephew. My nephew's like, he's like 14 and he's loves sitting online playing. And I'm always saying, come in. He's too fucking lazy. That's his problem, to come in. So just come in every day. Do you know what? So come in here every day and you can sit there and bring your Xbox and you can just play on it all day if you want. And then help us out if we need something. You might turn around and look and go, what they're doing is interesting. But if you don't, but he's too lazy just to get him out the house, that's the problem. But I would say, when his mum and dad will be saying to him, because it's what they're like, got to do this and got to do that. I'm like, if you want to become a fucking YouTube channel person, or you want to go into like gaming or something, fucking you go and do it. And I'm like, he's not my son, so it doesn't matter if it becomes a,
Opportunities are there now which were never there, and that's the thing. When we were younger, they weren't there.
I always had aspirations of being, I always thought or I had something to say, but if there's no outlet to say them, then what can you do? And it's funny the way we've done things, certainly the way I've done things from my start, since I started doing it, the way things have changed. And I wish I was 10 years younger, but that's only I only wish I was 10 years younger because of this point of view of there's probably more opportunities out there for younger people than us, because YouTube is for people your age. But what I mean is that brands and where the money's coming from, they're looking for YouTubers who are in their early
influencers.
Exactly, their early 20s to the 30s, and the money and the brands follows those kind of people. It doesn't necessarily follow people who are in the 40s, but it will eventually. It'll eventually, and we get deals, certainly with like betting companies, that young people can't get. It's just that I just wish I was younger to do it, because those things would be in place and it'd be a lot easier. But fucking hell, I think the opportunities are going to be there massively for people in the future, and it's up to people to understand that and allow their kids that opportunity. Whereas before they might be like, no, you need to do this and you need to do that. I just hope more people will be like, oh yeah, they're earning this much and they're earning that much. I suppose for a lot of people it's still that idea of it seems so far-fetched that it can't last. But it's like, no, this is the way it's going.
Yeah, it's not going to regress back to, like chat shows and all that shit. Like, that's going to get left in the past. But that's something that I have trouble getting like round, like, to my mum, is like, because she's a nurse, has been for 20 odd years. She's still very much like hard work, dedication. You should have something to show for what you're doing, had e.g. money, like monetary stuff. And like I went back home last week, obviously to move all my stuff back. And I was chatting to her, she's like, oh, what would you do? Would you go back? And I was like, maybe. I was like, I'm not ruling it out. And she was like, yeah, but they'd have to pay you. And I was like, obviously, yeah. But she was like, oh, but they don't earn enough there. And I'm like, well, but what sacrifice do you make? Like, would I rather earn 10 grand more for a job that I fucking hated, or earn 10 grand less and love what I do? And it's that's the generational gap for me.
That's your balance, though, there. That's where it is. That goes back to what I'm saying to my kids.
What both of you are saying, though, like what your dad would have said to you, in that, you know, you go out, you earn a hard work's week wage, and that's it. You just go and earn as much money as you can, and in a hard earning job. And that's what I'm trying to get across to my mum, as being from that generation, is that it's just like money shouldn't. It's always like, that's why my dad's different, because he's like, don't let, you know, money affect happiness and your opportunity.
It is that full circle of what we were talking about. It becomes, money comes out of necessity. You only need it if you need it. Like if you are, a lot of people of your dad's generation, or even younger probably, married by your age, probably got a couple of kids by your age. So money is necessity. You have to put your dreams on the back burner, and then once you get out your early 20s, if you haven't done them, you're probably never going to do them. That goes for travel, that goes for everything, really, doesn't it? So now it's mad because there's not enough money about. Kids aren't getting married young. They aren't having kids because they've got nowhere to go with those kids or that wife. They're still at home with their mum and dad. So it's weird the way sometimes the economy dictates skills, because in the 80s, there's so much come out of Liverpool in the 80s because nobody had any money. So therefore things like
I'm just taking it to the back of the for Bailey.
Great bands and great actors came out of that. We're seeing in Liverpool at the moment the likes of like the Baltic and places like that is come because it was like all these people had brilliant ideas but didn't have anywhere to go with them. So they were like, well, there's an old like factory kind of place down, there's an old brewery. Couple of people were like, well, let's make it into something then. And the people were like, well, you can have that, it's doing nothing, go and have it, make something out of it. And they've done brilliantly, and then that spins off into other things in the city. But what we've got to be very careful of in everything of this is that when things become successful, because this is the problem we've had, when things become successful, the people who didn't want to know in the first place suddenly get interested and then get their dirty paws on it. And the next minute, all the rates go up, and what was great is
like boss night a little bit.
Yeah, what is great is destroyed by greedy people. So we've got to try and resist that. So
that's what's boss
just
about.
live your dreams.
That's what
it is.
We had Jamie Webster in talking about that. Obviously, he's the guy that does all the Liverpool boss nights and stuff. And he was like, we're starting to make tickets like 15, 20 quid, and he was like I'm the people that they're coming to see. I don't want you to pay anywhere near that. But it's because people that are owned by, that own him and stuff, that he loses the say. He's the main attraction, but he doesn't have any say. And it's like, that's exactly what you're saying. It's just like, it's a shame.
You get this, you get it for everything. You know, the temptation for like things like Patreon is like, oh, well, we've got a good audience here. Why don't we just creep the prices up by £1 or £2? And you're just like, no, I'm all right. I'm quite happy with the way, you know, I'd love to earn more money, but I want that money to come from
just hard earned
other sources, you know, adverts that we put on, or, you know, more people watching. I don't want to say to people that have backed us and have helped us from the start, well, you're gonna, I want a new car and you're gonna pay for that. No.
We need a hell of a lot to get a new car.
Well, no, but that's the point, isn't it? That's the point. It's like, it's that temptation of going, or going, well, you know what? Oh, it's the Wayne's World effect, isn't it? We've said it from the start, isn't it? It's the Wayne's World effect. It's someone coming in and going, oh yeah, I'll have this, and it's then losing that control. I don't, you know, I'm quite happy with the way and I ain't more. I'm quite honest. I ain't more money as a taxi driver.
Yeah.
I ain't more money as a taxi. You probably ain't more money in your job, didn't you?
Well, more.
But it's that idea of we don't go to work anymore. We don't go to work, and more people who strive for that, I think, then. Because they strive for that, they will ultimately get the benefits of it all. I think they've got this in like other countries where they don't like. I think Australia's a good example of it, where they have that work
Life
balance is a lot better, and it's because of the weather more than anything.
And they pay you better for state jobs. So like my stepdad, say he's a mechanic and has his own business, earns more than my mum does as a nurse. But if they both moved to Australia, the roles would reverse. My mum would earn a shitload more than my stepdad because they pay more for teachers, for doctors, for healthcare and stuff like that, which is why it's boss. And like that, my mum's considered moving there before. Because you earn like, I think the average rate for a McDonald's employee over there is like $8-9. Which over here it's like $6.
Well, it's like the other day I was looking to go to Iceland, not working in Iceland. There's nothing wrong with working in Iceland. But I was looking at going to Iceland and I was seeing like the prices and how expensive it is. And it's the same if you go to like Sweden or any of those. And the simple fact is because the taxes are higher because
it's nearly 50%, isn't it?
The taxes are higher, but they earn more money. The schools, the universities are free.
Yeah. Healthcare's free.
Healthcare, they've got. But if we go in there to visit, obviously we go, "Fucking hell, that's expensive." But to them, it's not expensive because that balance is there, and sometimes you got to find that. I think they've been talking about tourism tax in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because they're saying, well, actually now the place is getting so popular and so busy that we almost
and you see this. It needs more money.
You see this in you see this in countries and cities where they're like, no, we're getting so popular that you're almost destroying.
We had to pay a tourism tax in Dortmund, didn't we? We did. In the hotel.
To be fair about it, we did destroy the gaff, like so.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
No. Did you?
Did you?
No, but when you go to the hotels, that tourism tax is on. The city tax, isn't it, as they call it? So
look after it, yeah.
To look after it because more people, more erosion
footfall,
of the city. I mean, look. You only have to if you go to if you're in Liverpool city centre on say 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you suddenly see all the cleaners coming out to make sure that by, the time everything's open in the morning, the place is spotless. That's not cheap.
No.
That's not cheap to do that. It's not the upkeep of the roads when they're going to town on 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the roads are completely gridlocked by taxis and buses and whatever else. You're putting severe demands on the structural logistics of the whole place. That takes something. So it's finding that balance, I suppose. You can't. Some people undersell themselves by going, "Oh, well, we don't want to start doing that." But then for things like that, I think you've got to. So, but I mean, I don't know what that's got to do with Bailey. But
no, I don't. I mean, it sounds like you blaming Bailey for ruining the city by being a tourist
single-handedly,
and hasn't paid money for it.
Single-handedly,
that's how it sounded. I mean, you mightn't have meant it like that, but everyone watching thinks that's what you meant.
I mean, he single-handedly keeps the Lidl going in Kenny.
Do
you?
It's boss Lidl.
Is it a good Lidl?
Would you approve?
Tom dropped me off home once and he was like,
Titans.
Oh, look at that.
He's gone full Titans.
Are they like the Jag?
The Jag Aldi Mars bars.
They're amazing.
But they're amazing.
Dip
in.
But Tom dropped me off the other day and he texted me, he rang me about 5 minutes later and was like, someone's just robbed the Lidl. And he was like, someone just comes bombing out with a load of ale and just twats the security guard and gets off. And he texted me, he was like, yeah, that's just happened.
Round the corner from yours.
Yeah, top of my street. It's a nutty area.
Why not? Why not?
Why not have a Titan?
Why not have a Titan? A celebrationary Titan.
Come on, pass them over. I'll have one. Titans are the
Titan time?
It is TT.
Yeah, they are miles better than Mars bars.
Oh, they're lovely.
Exactly.
They're lovely.
Exactly.
I mean, we're all three of us are eating Titans.
I know. Doesn't look. It'll sound terrible on the podcast.
Is it Dreamy? It's the Milky Way version. Yeah, they're paying as well.
Did you say
Well, I've got, yeah.
Oh my God, he's gone full Romeo.
They're like bounties.
I don't like bounties, but
Well,
Baz does.
I do, so we're laughing.
the drives are bloody amazing.
Drive, man.
Squashes, absolutely unreal.
Nubby squashies. I mean, we might just eat these here in a minute with a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Nice cherry bakewell, and then they're just for you.
Oh, because. Not because you're a hero, just because you share good times.
How did you hear that?
And Beansy definitely added stuff to the
Hero, baby.
Yeah.
You can be my hero, Bailey.
You can hear away the fame. What was the one yesterday? What was the song yesterday?
Bailey, don't hurt me.
Bailey, don't hurt me no more.
Just anything that's got the word
What is
baby.
love? Bailey, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Chuck So when do you officially leave the city?
Sunday.
Doing an open bus tour.
That's all for me. In Tom's focus.
Just clap him out the window.
Yeah. But we're
James Pearce in the back. Going, so Bailey,
that's hard.
big move. Back to Aston.
He's currently unemployed, mate. He won't be talking to
He's
anyone.
not, he's got a job, he's got a fucking great job, I believe.
I think that's embargoed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen where he's working.
So have I. That's what I mean. I think it's
It's
embargoed.
not embargoed.
Wouldn't risk it.
Atlantic,
Well,
252. Remember Atlantic 252?
I do.
Remember it? Boss. Irish radio station at the back of a bus. It was, and you could only get it on long wave 252. It's dead like weird, but it's good. These are the things you didn't have to you don't have to deal with as a millennial.
As a modern man.
You can go to your phone, play
It's not going to work for your voice.
Siri.
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 Hey,
John Michelle Siri.
Hey, Siri.
Play Atlantic 252.
Sorry, I couldn't find Atlantic
Yeah, why would they-
252 in your music.
It's not in the music. Find the radio station, you absolute queg.
Cream queg.
I'm sorry.
I
I
think you
don't
can
know
get
what a queg
Stop
is.
being offensive.
You can get an Atlantic 252 app, I'm sure you can.
Still.
Yeah, honestly. But it's on somewhere. Hang on, let me see if I can find it on my phone. This is going to be riveting.
This is the greatest ALB ever. We're eating Titans. You two are looking at your phone. Ped's asking Siri for radio stations.
Hang on, it might be on the tuning app.
Atlantic 252
Everything's on the
jingles
tuning app, mate.
Go ahead, play the jingles, go on.
from 2009.
Yeah, go on. It should be even, they're too new. Should be like 89.
Oh, I can only apologise if you're listening to the podcast because this is horrendous. B, if you're watching,
Yeah, this
you're
is- yeah.
probably switched off.
There's an Atlantic, the all new Atlantic 252, and it says tribute. So I just want to see what's on it. Should be some kind of classic. Hang on. No, I don't want a ringtone,
Big
do I?
hype.
Massive hype here.
I want to see. There should be some classic 80,
Classic.
late 80, early.
Hosted by John Darsh.
Gotta stop that quick before I get a YouTube strike.
So I'm not sure. Yes. I don't think it's 80s.
No, it wasn't.
Wouldn't be putting that on.
It's shit chart music by the sound of it.
Yeah, it was good though.
How the mighty have fallen.
So what are you going to miss most about this room?
This room,
Yeah.
Joe.
Joe. Joe wasn't
It's
being. When was
pity,
Joe
though.
here?
It's a pity. Would have been good to have Joe in here for
Oh,
That would have
you
been
for
a
the last
greatest
one.
finale.
I mean, he's
He's in Spain.
that was like the
Portugal's
ghost of
confirmed
that
that.
picture of Joe. Just pushed them off there.
There was a thread on Twitter
Yeah,
last
it's
night
back
going,
on.
this is why Joe isn't on Twitter anymore. It was the picture.
Peak Everton. They're not-
And apparently someone said he got a bit too big for his boots because he became part of Toffee TV.
Yeah, seen that. I was like, don't be blaming us for it.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Joe.
If anything, it's his bird.
we don't represent Joe. Joe certainly doesn't represent us.
Any views on Toffee TV?
We don't represent
No.
the drawings of Joe
No.
or his girlfriend's drawings.
I mean, it was literally back on.
They don't even represent Bernard.
And it was a
that was the
close-up.
initial. That was the initial sort of.
That was where the
That was
issue
the goal.
started.
What was funny though is this week it was like I asked him to do something and he went, I will. I'll be back in my room at 5. And I was like, what? And then he showed a picture and he was by a pool in Spain. I was like, what the fuck?
Joe's design's gone global.
Joe goes global. Joe does global.
Yeah.
Joe's literally charging 19 euros for my headers sat by the pool. You want a YouTube header?
That
charge you 19 euro.
that one with Joe, where I went out and did a show, came back in, and he was sat down there.
That was peak Joe.
The next half an hour was just unbelievable. I did not stop laughing. For
That
about
was
half an
peak
hour.
Joe.
We haven't
Peak
had
Joe
enough.
was why did they use 8 cameras when they could have just used one to
Yeah.
take a picture of the black hole? And so it was a black anyway. So is it man-made?
Yeah.
So
Tom's out upstairs on Photoshop.
so it's man-made then. Man-made. So
Man-made
waste
picture
time.
of a black hole. Took with, like, why you just take a picture of it?
Took it with his iPhone.
Why?
Oh
Like,
my god.
And I think the very first one that AOB I did was amazing. The one we were talking about the moon landings and shit.
we never did do the moon landing.
We never did the conspiracy cast.
We don't
not,
want
not that show. The first AOB.
No,
that I
but
did.
like we had big ideas for
Yeah.
that. You were like, "They're gonna have to make a show about conspiracy." We made one, and we never made another one because
No.
like the subject was never.
We had because there was so many great conspiracies. We're like, we can't use that one yet because it's too good.
And we just
We never made
Yeah, so
any.
we just did it. We were like, well, we can't touch it. It's gold.
Dun, 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 can't touch it. Dun, dun.
That was like a version you did if you're in the Matalan. Not like you're in the Matalan places, and they've managed to get round not having to pay for
Pay
music
music.
by having just like
Get Carl to sing it
Yeah.
instead.
can't touch this.
Get on down.
So yeah,
that's from.
the moon landings.
The moon
Oh,
landings.
Joe, we've had some good times when we've asked Joe questions, haven't we? He peaked with, he was looking forward to going to Lidl with his girl to get 15 pence tins of spaghetti hoops.
Cup of tea in the Costa.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea or a white hot
You
chocolate.
come out, you turn right to Petra home.
Yeah.
I mean, give
What
you
I-
the direction.
The best thing ever about Joe was the fact that we basically dared him to get a job at McDonald's. He got one, and he's doing really well, isn't he?
He's flying.
Good on him.
Literally doing really well. He's in Spain.
I know. I mean, I haven't been out the country for like 3 years, but you know.
Talking about being
Well,
too big, he's joined
last
Toffee
week
TV. He's
was
too
Wales.
big for Toffee TV now.
That's what he is. Joe does designs.
He's outdrawn Toffee TV.
He has outdrawn him and his Bernard picture. Maybe that shoulder's a masterpiece. That's why he's in.
You reckon?
Maybe Bernard bought it.
In the Louvre.
It's on Bernard's
It's in the
fridge.
loo.
It's in Bernard's toilet.
Maybe it's in Brazil. Bernard took it home and said, look what they
It's in,
took
all,
from me.
it's in all the schools in Brazil.
They really love me.
Yeah.
The
Look what
Brazil,
I am like
the Brazil School of Art and Design.
Yeah.
Just there.
Name
Some
ours
guy
there.
called
with
Joe.
sister.
That'll be one of those pictures that'll be appreciated when he's dead.
Yeah, like Van Gogh. Yeah. When Joe inevitably cuts his ear off
He'll
with
cut
a
his
Big
ear.
Mac bun slicer.
Or just a Big Mac bun.
Put it through
How long would that
really
take?
burnt.
Brushes his hair with a Big Mac bun sometimes. You see it. No, he's all right. He's big Joe.
seen him for
We
a
need
long
him
time.
back in. He's amazing when you spend
He's
time with
amazing.
him.
I mean,
You ask
I
questions.
walk through the door when I see him. I see want to punch his face in. But
I haven't seen him for ages. It's
I
been
haven't.
months.
I'm missing him. I'm missing the impact he has on the
It's
place.
it's the conversation.
Yeah.
The level of
The
conversation.
level of
superb.
conversation is
Little-
incredible.
like you
He
think,
does
hey,
throw the things out and he wonders why you're laughing because he says things that you just think, have you really said that?
I just appreciate
It's
him
brilliant.
texting me at like 3 o'clock in the morning and
Asking
saying
you
things
certain
like,
questions.
"Were the Nazis that bad?"
Yeah.
Are the Nazis all that?
Like, what? He's like, "Tell me about Farage." And you're like, "What?" Well,
I'm just sitting here designing something and Farage is coming
it's
to
like,
me head.
tell
Just
me,
sitting here
who
drawing
should-
Richarlison.
He said to me, "Who should I vote for in the European elections?" I was like, "Don't vote for this, and this, and anyone else. You can do what you want." To be fair to that, he was like, "I'm thinking of voting for the Greens." I went, "Well, go for it then. Go for it."
know.
Very, very, forward-thinking party. I said, "But just don't vote for Tommy Robinson."
Yeah.
God, imagine.
My dad said, "Yeah, don't listen to your dad."
My dad
Tommy
said,
Robinson,
in
all
the
that.
middle of giving me a stone cold stunner.
I just got visions of his dad going, "You can't see me, Joe." Boom.
Just imagine his dad's just like,
Every time his dad comes in the room, there's just a noise of breaking glass.
comes in with
I picture Joe,
gallon hat,
I
like-
honestly picture Joe's dad looking like Rey Mysterio. I'm not going to lie.
full of luchador
Just
mask.
giving him the Al 619.
Put a mask on
The
the
As Joe walks in.
No, I can
Joe's
imagine-
there, you just see his dad swinging off the couch. 2 foot on him. Joe, like, not again. As he walks in. Oh, fuck that, man. 619. He's like that on his head. Imagine it. Little Joe.
But his dad's like 6'5". He's just
He's got the gig mask on.
It's too big for him. He's like, no, I can imagine he sits at home watching like 80s, 90s wrestling. Like that's all he watches.
His dad.
His dad it's just watching WrestleMania 22
Just
on repeat.
over 100 feet, yeah. I mean, we don't know this.
And
by the way.
watching films like Predator, like, oh, well, I wouldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't have done
What a
that.
What's he
silly
covering that? What's he covering selling that mud for? Just rip its head off.
We don't even know his dad.
His dad's probably great.
Well,
His dad's probably building things.
he's,
Not like a little joke.
he's
I
building
bet you
something.
better throw than Joe Crew.
Fucking hell.
Who's he gone on holiday with?
This girl.
Has he?
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
It's fair play to him. I mean, to be fair, you asked him to do something. He went back to his room on holiday and did it.
Yeah.
Imagine him being in Spain, someone going, do this for me. You'd just be like, no.
He's got a laptop tan.
Just, yeah. Dun, dun. I think, to be fair, he messaged me and said, oh,
Do you reckon he's got a pager?
No, he said, didn't you tell Pet? And I was like, no, mate, because you're not on events. But he said, I'm just doing the header while my girlfriend's drawing me. My dad's sketching him like that.
Going in the Louvre.
She's sketching him.
My dad just takes me saying,
On his
what's
header.
your name, Joe? And it doesn't matter what your name is!
God.
What's his girlfriend's name?
Amy.
Is it Amy? Yeah. I can imagine me like, Amy, draw me like you draw Bernard. While he's sitting there with a blue diamond around his neck.
No.
And a laptop on.
Oh.
I don't want to picture Joe like that.
In the middle of a fucking thumbnail.
He's all right, Joe. He's a good lad.
He's a... Well,
We need to get him in. We need him back in because we need to do an AOB.
He
with
continues to tweet while he's on holiday, so he's doing his job.
Has he got his account back?
him.
No, he's tweeting for us.
No, but did you see the DMs? Just read one of our DMs today.
Oh, why?
Well, we'll just read it on Toffee TV.
Who's been abusing who?
No one's abusing anyone. Just read it.
Who's been abusing who? What are you on your phone for?
I mean, what you're looking for.
Oh, I have you on my laptop, not on my phone.
Oh, okay.
You got access to our Twitter account? Yeah. Oh yeah, you got access to everything. We need to call... Change all passwords! Bailey's gone.
Bailey, we're taking everything off you now.
Sorry, thank you very much.
What the fuck? Why is he using our DMs?
I know. We'll have to have words with them for that.
He's pimpering through our DMs.
Yeah. So we'll have to have words
I
with them.
charge blah 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 altogether for profile pic and banner. That's not on.
No need for payment to be made until you're satisfied. He's pimping himself out through our...
So
Just get your own account back, you little
stopped.
shit house.
That's getting stopped.
It's Joe Does Designs.
Just call it Joe Does.
Hello, he's done it. He's done it. He's like whispered it in the thing.
Like an echo of a lost man.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Just get like a picture, front it up. Put the picture of Bernard
Put it
as your avatar.
As your avatar.
And go on back
and get on with it and have the head that is the big picture.
Yeah.
And just be like, own that shit.
Own it.
Own it.
Or have a picture of Lidl as you think.
Yeah.
And Bernard as
All the
as
Lidls he's
avatar.
visited with his girlfriend.
All the Lidls I've loved before.
All the Lidls.
Big Joe. I think he's looking for a Lidl in Spain.
I think he is.
He took a right.
He's looking for the L Lidl.
A Lidl.
Lidl. Yeah, Lidl.
I told you he went to
Por
Germany
favor.
to find the original one.
Yes, he said that to me.
Lidl's not German, is it?
It is.
It's by Pizza
We've
Hut.
had this story before.
Not Pizza Hut, that's a thing.
It was
Pizza
Aldi
Hut.
and
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Aldi and Lidl were the same place, but the brothers had
Oh,
an
yeah,
argument
told
over
me.
selling cigarettes.
And
Told me
arguments.
this.
Lost in the game.
Those Germans, man, they can't just have an argument and they have to have an argument and then it splits in half.
And then set up two successful
It's an east and a
businesses.
west, and then they get occupied for a bit, and then they leave it.
And then he had two
It's the German
successful
way.
business out
It's
of
the
it.
German way.
There you go.
It's the German way.
Are they?
Let's leave it there.
We've been through for like 3 hours. But
Bailey's doing woodwork
fine
now.
on that. I mean, he's literally...
He's scratching his name into these chairs.
Scratch my
There's
name.
the apple.
Look, he's putting his name into the chair.
I mean, you're never going to see that, are you? From like 50 foot away.
You might have to get up and show them.
Taking his colostomy bag with him.
There he is. There you go. Hey,
I take my piss bag, no,
stop
nah.
that, lad.
I mean, that's
like
a...
that?
Stick that in the
Flashback.
museum with
That's Exhibit B. That's
stick that in the
Exhibit B.
museum with Joe's work.
It'd be a seller.
We're just so creative with the people we have. Billy's got so much work to do when he comes back from America.
Is he in America?
He's got to try to catch up.
He's gone to... I said to him last week, he said, I won't be here, I'm going away. I was like, okay, yeah. Where you going? Well, I'm going to America going to Vegas. Then we're going to Yosemite. Then we're going to Carmel, and then we're going to San Francisco. I was like, okay. And I was like, so what? How long you in Vegas for? Don't know. Where you going next? I think we're going to Grand Canyon. Well, that's the wrong way for a start. That's that way, and then we're driving through Death Valley. But how long you in Yosemite for? Don't know. How long you in Carmel for? Don't know. How long you?
Does he know he's going on holiday?
He's a kid going with his mum and dad.
No, I know, but be excited. He's a lovely lad. He's just.
No, get the energy up.
Just get the energy up. You're going to America.
I'm sure he's got loads of
This room's hardly lacking energy, is it? It's like you come in here and everyone's miserable and you're like,
upbeat, ready to go.
Sofas have been destroyed this year.
They have.
Because it's been that much energy.
Because Ped OD'd on coffee.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's end it.
Right, let's end it there. Big thanks to Bales.
Pleasure.
I'm sure I'll be back for one-offs.
I know, you have to come in.
Oh, yeah.
Come in every Thursday.
Whenever you want.
There you have it. Thank you for watching as ever. Big thanks for Baileys. The show's going to be missing. Don't know whether to get that chair and just
retire
Smash
it.
it up again.
Like Bobby Moore's number.
Like
Maradona's number. Can I take it out?
You might need
You can take one of them on with you.
Yeah, take them.
Trying to get it out.
There you go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bailey, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more.
I can't even get up. There's too many limbs.